think it might just be people talking like out of theory, and you know, I would think it's bad too. It's kind of like, I feel like it's a bit the same thing as when people thought the ramp matchup was bad for blue white, just because you know you see World Breaker and Ulamog, and you're like, well, you know, that's got to be a bad matchup. But then you play the matchup, and it's not that bad. It's actually good. Went 4-1 with Spirits earlier. Deck felt good. I only lost a mana base in Multi 5. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the deck, right? When you have good draws, that deck's really, really good. Oh, looks like we might be pairing against Spirits. It could be Nif, too. Yeah, I mean, that's Spirits in a nutshell. It's strong, but the mana base is not great, and you're playing, like, 20 free land deck where you need to hit turn 3 free lands or even turn 4. You know, it's like you need to draw the right spell ratio of spells and threats. Am I still playing 4-color Niv? I think Niv is like one of the best decks, but I think other decks are better. Other playing that. I haven't played this matchup. That's gonna be interesting. I'm assuming I'm supposed to count Censor Sylvan Scrying there, especially with the hand I have. I'm just gonna jam because I don't even have an untapped land, so. Let's jam for that. I mean, it's not like they can kill me. I don't know at all how this match. I think it's not especially good for blue white. They actually don't really draw extra cards with their deck, right? It's like strategic planning and dig free time. Do they even have a single cantrip in their deck? It stops more where the page is. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I'd have to beat down the Narset. That's funny. Am I gonna have to verdict? I got owned. They have Blast Zone. I think it's a sideboard card. Alright, I guess I'm going to try to keep the Vizier alive. Or the Narset alive, right? I don't need cards. I have everything I need. I'd have Cycles. Yeah, I mean, they can cycle on... They just counter everything? Like, what is even counter-worthy in their deck? Probably just slow them down, right? I mean, it can't be terrible to trade 1-for-1 in that spot. But it might also just be bad. Next turn I can like Teferi minus the Vizier. Or maybe Teferi plus. I counter pour usually too. Oh yeah, Breach. Yeah, but as long as they don't have mana, Breach doesn't do anything for them, right? Breach is only good once they're set up. I think I just plus here to have Dispute up just in case, and then next turn I Verdict. I'm not going to minus when I have 3 Verdicts in hand, obviously. Yeah, given my exact hand, I felt like countering planning was not bad. This way they don't, because they obviously don't have Lotus, so if I let them find Lotus, they might be able to like go off before I'm set up. And I already had like, I knew I was going to go Teferi into untap and have Dispute up. That's why I felt it was reasonable. But I will say, I think I have a tendency to counter, not irrelevant spells, but, you know, being a bit too loose with the spells I counter. I think it can be a strength, and it's like double-edged sword. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. I don't know. I don't know if this game's over or not. I don't know how easy it is for them to go off when I have Narset, and I mean, they don't have Lotus in play yet. They don't have Chronic Flooding. I'm not even sure they play Chronic Flooding. I'm not sure the Chronic version plays Vizier of Tumblings. Do they? I guess I should find out. My favorite Google search, MTGO deck lists. Deck lists, because there was a version of the top 8 of the Pioneer Challenge. Top 8, 5th place finish. Just recorded the midweek metagame podcast, so I know. They played for Vizier. Is the Lotus deck ban worthy yet? If I was a serious player, which I'm not, I should probably play a couple leagues with the deck to get a feel of, you know, how easily I'm winning games. If I'm winning, you know, how easy does it feel? How strong does this deck feel? How consistent does the deck feel? How tough is the hate to beat? The problem of these decks, it's like a lot I think about knowing how to play against the hate, how to sideboard, how to... And if you don't play the deck well, you might get like super skewed testing results. Speed's gonna end up being worse than Sabotage this game. Flooding plus Breach is enough. Yeah, if they have a bunch of mana, it can be, but when you just have Breach and Flooding, you're not generating mana, right? Like, does that even do anything? It's basically a flashback, right? It's basically Sylvan's Crying. Each non-land card in your graveyard has Escape. The escape cost is equal to the cards. I should try to counter the Sylvan's Crying, right? Should I even counter Sylvan's Crying? What else am I going to counter? Yeah, I should. I mean, the Dispute's not even going to do anything if I don't counter Sylvan's Crying. Breach plus Flooding plus Strings. Oh yeah, because the last one they get to untap, and you're right, yeah. So they only need extra mana. Yeah, that combo is so good. It's kind of dumb, honestly. I don't think they're scooping, right? I mean, maybe if they don't see my hand. Alright, I guess I was gonna draw. Let's see. I like to do that. I'm a little kid. Rabbit hunt. Yo, that's fresh. It says good evening, handsome dog. Alright, I guess we're not seeing my top cards because Moto has decided otherwise. Alright, so if they're playing the close to the list, they're gonna bring in Blast Zone and Jace. And what's the best one against me? For Dispute, they're gonna board out. I'm assuming they trim. They probably like trim a Hidden Strings. Maybe they'll be scared and they'll trim a Pour. Maybe trim some Havens to bring in like these 6 cards plus a few Rest in Peace answers. Alright, let's see. Probably sideboard like your sideboard against, you know... Does Isolate get rid of anything? It doesn't, right? Rest in Peace pretty good. Gust is good. And Veto is good. And then Elspeth seems slow. Elspeth Conquers Death does literally nothing. Verdict was kind of gas for me this game, but I don't think that's going to happen again. Not sure I'm ever going to want to tap out for that card, so that's a maybe. Essence Scatter, no good. Keep small Elspeth, you need to kill them. Do you really lose these long games when you have Teferi? Zori's Charm, actually, Zori's Charm is fine, but it might be my worst card. What about Cast Out? I guess it's their cycles for one, so better Zori's Charm. You lost with Teferi ulti against him? That's horse. Feels like horror stories. I feel like I have other ways to kill them that are better than that Elspeth. I guess I'll cut in the Zori's Charm. Definitely not cutting a dig. Sounds awful. So what's the list? I saw a list on Twitter, a blue-red list. What's the... Wishing Well, Omen Flooding, Omen of this. Wait, there's no Lotus in the deck? So this deck... So this deck's just trying to go off on turn 4 basically, but trying to go off more consistently on turn 4. Is that it? Feels kind of bad to play farmland with that hand. Oh, I want to cycle it at some point, but I guess I have to. Alright, one jaw should be a better Fabled Passage. This game better as a Fabled Passage. Cherry X-Man says Squid played that deck earlier. Was it any good? Makes sense. It combos turn free? How does it combo turn free? The Lotus deck was going off consistently on turn 4 against me. Yeah, I'm gonna try it next, I guess. It'd be like kind of absurd. Oh, I got baited. I guess it's not bad. I mean, maybe I don't have Thespian Stage or whatever. Field of Ruin? Can you ever get their stage with Field of Ruin if you have free mana? Probably, right? Look pretty strong. You get to run a bunch of cantrips. Yeah. So as long as I keep mana up, they can't copy it. I don't really need to draw everything. I kind of have everything I need. Should I try to get them when I feel like they've F6'd? Should I put like a stop like my second main or their second main or online gamer over here? Wait, what? That seems really bad by opponent, but I feel like I just wouldn't do it. I mean, I guess they're like, okay, they're making me use my mana. Maybe. And they still get a land. I mean, it's not like they get wrecked or anything. I don't think they can go off next turn, not if I have Dovin's Veto. Maybe if I just had a negate. Maybe they just have another one. Like, if they don't want to cast any spells, it's probably better for them to just not do anything. Yeah, they just have another one. Ah, that makes sense. Is Modern dead? I don't think so. People played the Modern Challenge this weekend. And there's a lot of Jaunt. I think people were happy they could finally play, like, Jaunt again without having to worry about Oko. Is MTG dead? Yeah. Alright, kind of nice. They don't have blue up for disputes. So I'm just going to go ahead. I don't think things are getting much better for me. I think the sooner I jam to Fairy, the better. Just hope one Dovin's Veto is enough, basically. And hope I can snowball. Is Yellowhat dead? Canister next big thing. What do you think, chat? Should I counter draw free? Like, what did it even do? Draw free, untap 2 lands, discard a card. What's he do? They just have the nuts? Nope, I get an untap step. I like that. Oof. Better and better. The question is, do I play 1 or do I play 2? I think I just play 1. I'm also just gonna not play yeah, there's no reason to play Charm now. The other thing is that I get to play Sabotage and pay for a dispute here. This matchup does feel like kind of scary though. I mean, I think I'm gonna win this game because I kind of drew the nuts. I'd feel better about it if I had 4 Dovin's Veto, which I could see doing. The problem with Rest in Peace is that it's not like Dredge, like they don't need to start the turn with a graveyard to kill you. I don't think they do. But if I double down, they could have Ratchet Bomb or Blast Zone. I'm gonna say go one more time. I might play it next turn because I'll be so close to the... Oh right, the Fairy Emblem doesn't even do anything. If they just have like 2 Lotus Field in play, they can still do the combo. That's why you were saying you lost was a Teferi Emblem. That is actually disgusting. You can literally have Teferi Emblem for multiple turns and still lose the game. With this draft format seeming to be very slow and me playing at the PT with a set involved, how slow can one play to induce a draw one? Dude, please no. Fall of the Friend for this matchup. Is there like, there's not a raise, right? Or whatever that card was. Like, there's nothing weird you can play, right? Alright. Everything. And our set, a win con. Alright, I don't think I can lose the game from this point. No matter, you know, how many Lotus Fields they have in play. I feel like I've got to have immortal luck on the game, but I've definitely felt these things before and been wrong. The Raid, Francisco! Amulet Gaming has the... Give me all the latest modern technology. How good is your baby? It might be too good. Careful. Careful what you wish for, Francisco. You know what happens when the deck gets too good in Modern. I'm just gonna build up the like best possible hand. I don't care like if I have to discard or anything. Alright, there's so many counters, I don't think it makes sense to play a second Rest in Peace. Francisco says, I'm trying not to 5-0 too much. I failed yesterday though, and 5-0 twice in a row. Dude, is it that good? That's, I mean, it seems like it would be that good. F. Palouse, give him a follow, especially if you like modern content. He's one of the biggest champion of the Amulet deck, the Titan decks, and he just plays them well, he innovates. Just, yeah. Do you ever play any other deck? Like, how often do you play a non-Amulet deck or a non-Titan deck? Hey Malachi009, thank you so much for the Twitch Prime sub. Thanks for your support. Alright, one thing they cannot do, I believe, is go off at instant speed. Right? Yeah, they just have 6th. Ooh, Hashshock's Eraser sounds kind of sweet. And I guess I'll just take a land. Alright, I'm still gonna get an emblem. I'm guessing less mana is better. I've been playing a lot of Amulet lately because of GP Austin testing, but now that's done, I'm gonna go back to diversifying things a bit more. Cool. What are you at? 14? I'm gonna have to discard. Guess I'll spend a mana. I mean, clearly they believe they can still win. They haven't scooped yet. I doubt they can, but... What do I discard? Oh, Thought Distortion! Dude, I'm so bad. Well, I have the answer now, but... Do you want more than one of that effect? I don't know. I don't know how popular Thought Distortion is going to be. I feel like maybe I should have 2 anti-Thought Distortion card in my sideboard. Granted. Wait, they play Granted? I don't know what's the best. I guess I need to keep it for... Chiggy Wiggy says, I'm finally convinced you're on good cards in Niv rather than all 10 guild pairs, even though it slightly breaks my heart. Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm not always right, but it's kind of what I've been saying from day one, even the modern deck, and I think it's pretty consensual at this point. It's tough to know when you're right. Like, I feel like even like good players, they're gonna be wrong about stuff like that, you know, pretty high percentage of the time. Like, I didn't think Paradise Druid would be good in 5-color Niv because of Fatal Push and Chain Whirler and stuff, and I didn't even want to try it out. It's tough. You don't have time to try out everything, and I don't know what to say when people say GL have fun. If I say GLHF like them, I feel like I'm being a bot. If I feel like if I just type U2, I feel like I'm being cheap with my words. It's just I feel like it's a lose-lose. What's the correct? Just say who are you? What? Just reply, have fun, let them know you need business. Blue, black. If I didn't have dig, I'd just hold on to my sensors, but just reply with the laws of chaos in nature. A shirt or GTFO has a good one. They say, I always say, I hope you flood out. I like Bob Maher. He was, like, of all my Magic career, he's, maybe because I've played him a bunch, but he was the one that always, he was notorious to, like, for not, when you would wish him good luck, he would say thank you. He at least wouldn't, you know, he's like in the camp of, like, I'm not going to pretend, you know. You know, I thought that was kind of cool. You know, I feel like I sometimes, it's like the oldest, one of the oldest debates. Greatness at any cost, yeah. I feel like it's fine to say good luck, you know, even if they know you don't. It's just, I mean, I guess saying hope we have good games or something, that feels so cheesy though. It feels like you're trying too hard, but maybe it's just like old school mentality and it's actually fine. Should I go for it, Chad? You think they could have like double counterspell somehow? I have Castle, I'm not in a rush. I mean, they just cycle a sensor. I don't, yeah, I'll just take a draw step. See how they react to Castle. Do I get my 1 token of value in? Or do I go for it? I guess I could have just plain them. But then if I wait to get to Gearhulk mana, how valuable is a token? They probably have a dead fatal push in hand anyways. Alright, I'm gonna go for it. Resolves. So I take Opt and Elspeth. Could also take Cast Out. I think I like Opt and Elspeth. They probably have the new Ashiok. Blue-black finally got its Planeswalker in Pioneer. I think there's a non-zero chance Ashiok puts the deck over the top. Problem is, Ashiok's probably better in Standard. Because there's not like combo decks or stuff like that in Standard, so you can just tap out for Ashiok, make a dude, and you're going to be fine. Whereas there's a bunch of decks where if you only get to untap these 2 lands and counter, you know, a spell, or I don't know. I feel like it could be a bit worse. Alright, I think I'm just supposed to dig again, even though it means I might discard. I think I'd rather discard a land and have like 2 more counter spells in hand or something than try and maximize my land drops, etc. Could take Opt and Fabled and Sabotage. Just fills up my graveyard for the next dig. It's kind of scary because I'm burning through all my digs, and I guess I could Gear Hulk here, but if the Gear Hulk I get to Elspeth minus. So I'm fine with that. Alright, well, time to put my money where my mouth is. I said I was fine with that, so let's see. I think I killed a Gearhulk, right? I could make tokens. They could have Languish, but then the Gearhulk. What do you think, chat? It's kind of interesting. If I want to kill Hulk, I guess they might have a Planeswalker removal, right? Alright, I'll just kill the Gear Hulk. Because if I make a bunch of dudes and they have Planeswalker, I mean, I can find it. It gives me some time to find a verdict. Minus, we'll see, yeah. What if they have a 1-on-1 haste? Are they going to have Ashiok, Vraska's Contempt? Alright. So I traded an Opt and an Elspeth for Gearhulk and a Vraska's Contempt. Seems fine. Oh, and I guess I get to resolve with Teferi as well. What counter spells that blue-black play? I guess they can just play Sabotage as well. Or do they get something better with black? I don't think so. Why shock over the castle? Because that Field of Ruin in play? So I want Veto, I want Erasure. Knight of Grace sounds good. Dispute. And then there's a lot of cards I want. Syncopate's usually pretty bad in the mirror match. It's a bit better against someone who plays Gear Hulks. Zori's Charm's just here as a cycling, but cycling's pretty important for the early game. Do I need Verdict? Do I need Verdict against blue-black? I don't think so. Knight of Grace, chat. Knight of Grace. 62. I guess I'll get 2 Azorius Charms. I'm not sure Knight of Grace is actually good. It could be worse than Azorius Charm. Knight isn't worth it because they won't have a black permanent, so it doesn't hit hard enough. I don't know, like Borer hits for free a turn, and that's kind of hard in control matchups. I agree. I mean, I could see it being worse than Azorius Charm. The problem is with cards like Knight of Grace in these matchups is that a lot of the time if your Knight doesn't deal 20, if it falls short, you're essentially down a card the whole game. That can be the difference between winning and losing. Wow, that card just wrecks me. Dude, I hate it. That's actually really good. What can I do about it? I mean, I have a few like removal spells, but I hope I run Knight of Grace. Just get laughed at. Oof. Like, that card's not too scary. When I used to play against that card out of the bug deck, it was annoying, but it didn't feel like... in this matchup, it just feels so scary. Odd Season 2 Jay's Wrench Prodigy on the play. Jeez. The nuts. Let's see. See if we can win this game. I don't even have 3 mana to fair in my deck. Castle Locked to just it all. They came ready. Locked in counterspell control deck. I agree, it seems not that great. But the cost is not super high either. Oh, they missed a land drop. It's kind of good for me. So if I castle them, they can actually dig for time. It's kind of gross. These they don't get to flip Jace right away if they dig. I think I'd rather them not flip Jace and continue looting than the other way around. Alright, did they even float? Thing about my plays, I get to put a land, cycle, and I get to cast a dig for cheap next turn. Like, kind of try and, I guess, out-tempo them before their Jace takes over. Not casting turn 1 policies is a high cost. It could be sideboard though, and in matchups where you bring it in, you don't necessarily need to cast it on turn 1. Like, you probably want to be able to cast it on turn 1, but it's also probably not the end of the world if you don't. They discarded a dig. What does the ultimate do? -9, you get an emblem with an area, you cast a spell. Okay, it kind of wins them the game. They're plussing there. So I don't think they had Steph's Sensor, because they would have probably cycled it when they missed their land drop. Then we're going to want to be making tokens. It's not ideal, but I think I just cast a dig now. Obviously, I don't feel great about this game. Painful stroke. It would make a ton of sense to play Mentor here when they have Jace and have no backup spell. Or even follow-up spell. I mean, Castle can keep the Jace in check. I'm just gonna let it resolve right. Just start making tokens and hope that's good enough. They took dig over Sabotage, so they're just trying to slow me down. Oh, they just have another one. Alright. They're down to 14 or 12. Waffle is a genius. Free white castle. Discard. Worst fast food, best card. When are we? End of my turn? Oh, they have dig? That's pretty gross. I feel like I have to counter, right? I think this is too good not to counter. Alright, playing the Elspeth? Yeah, I have it in my deck, yeah. That'd be a good draw right now. Or not. Alright, it's kind of a card that it kind of does nothing. Like, I'm kind of happy to have that spell right now, I think. I think it's kind of bad for them to minus Ashiok. Could be relevant against Field of Ruin, Fabled Passage, etc. Oh, they got rid of Elspeth though, they got some good hits. Another castle? And they're at 12? I'm not going to get rid of it right away because I don't get the land which Ashok can play if I field over in. Oh, land. Just going to tag the Jace. Psychopath Unbound. Do they play new Ashok too? I hope so. I would. Oh wow, they're really using it. Alright. I mean, they probably have Gear Hulk in hand and they want to draw land pretty badly. Pretty unlucky. All I'm asking for is like a sensor. I'm not asking for much, honestly. I'd be thrilled to have a sensor in hand right now. Yeah, I mean, Jace did its damage. Free Planeswalker versus one small land, who would win? Yeah. At least their mystical disputes are not going to be super good this game. Them using that Ashok, I think. I mean, maybe they have another one in hand. Because that makes using Ashok fine. I don't even think there's a point in opting. I mean, if they're using that, they probably have another one in hand, right? So I'm not even going to cast my opt. I guess Drawn into Luck, Ashok, Dream Render is a non-bow, so never mind. I think I should have maybe gone for it, cast my opt, and just hope they don't have a counter spell. Wait, have they used they've used both, right? Alright, what do we have left? What's the damage here? What damage did they do with the Ashok have? My free to fairy, some counters, Narset. I have like honestly a lot of good cards left for. I feel like I got pretty lucky on the Ashok hits there. Oh no, they hadn't used it yet. Alright. The rest? Well, might as... I need to draw farmland. That would be the perfect card. I guess I just bought them. How many duress are going to have in their deck? I could erase it. How many farmlands do I have left in my deck? Oh, yeah, I'm going to bottom. I have a few farmlands left. Oh, I had castle too. Wow. Yeah, of course I bought them. I'm bad. Kind of want to draw that Ashok's Erasure, but I also have to worry about Liliana. Probably should get rid of the castle. But I don't get to get a land. I'll give it one more turn. Alright, maybe I should do it now. I still have 4 and 2 for veto. Alright, let me get rid of castle. I don't get to search my deck because when they field over in you get to search because it's their ability, but when you use your field over in, you don't get to search. I was keeping Jace in check because I was hoping to draw some kind of removal for the Liliana. But nah, obviously I have to start attacking Liliana. I wonder if Rest in Peace is good against them. Drown, but they probably don't have too many. They have multiple Jays.
PogChamp.
PogChamp, what about your new your niece, right? Niece, nephew? It's kind of PogChamp too. Congrats. Thanks for the resub, Brittany. Is Ashok's ratio any good? I think you want one or two of that effect because of cards that can't be countered, like Thought Distortion mainly, and yeah, basically yeah, that. All right, I'm obviously just gonna jam. Hope somehow. All right. They did have it. Too bad they used Jace last turn. They didn't have to. They could have waited a bit. You know, I didn't you? I only had like one or two draw steps since did the rest me last, but alas, that's not meant to be. I feel like we put up a good fight given how that like when we drew 10 lands in a row. Of course this is about to get ugly, but at least Jace is gone. They gone. And I have 2 Teferi left in my deck. I have a lot of spells left in my deck. They gone, chat. So, anyone's been playing Standard? I was thinking, I need to talk to my teammates about it. I was thinking I would like do a few Arena Standard stream where it would be like, I'm asking people what they think the best deck in Standard is, or the list they've been doing the best was, and I just play these lists. And just see if I'm missing anything or if there's something that's really good that I missed, etc., etc. So I was thinking I would do a stream like that. And hopefully I would get like, you know, not people trying to get me to play their brew, but... Alright, they do have another Ashok. That's gonna be a problem. Probably an understatement. I've been playing your blue-eyed controllers with some change in. It's been very solid. Yeah. Some people have told me that, but I'm assuming like a lot of people are playing it. Some are doing good. So oh, resolves. All right. Wait, was that the play? I just lose to Ashok. I don't know. I was screwed either way, right? Yeah, that the removal, so they were gonna get an emblem. So my play was fine. Hey Troy. I still like Green-Black Night Adventure. Cool. Did it get any new cards? Also, person who's been playing Blue-White, did you change anything? Like, it's just a list I got from the internet. Wow, they have a lot. They have a lot of annoying cards. I mean, I don't think I have like just as many annoying cards as they do. These cards look cool and stuff. They basically won that game off turn 2 Jace because they were on the play. Phoenix says, Dream Trawler is... Yeah, I haven't focused. I really need to start playing a lot of standards. Dream Trawler is nuts. I've been playing like... It's so... Honestly, I'm so dumb. Playing like so much Pioneer when really I should be focusing on like Standard and Draft. But whatever. You know, I like these 15 players that are in the Worlds against me. If I don't get the money, someone else does, and you know that's cool too. That's my excuse. Phoenix says Dream Trawler is nuts. Mono Black is actually good, and I think Hushbringer is underrated sideboard hate. What's Hushbringer good against the Mono Black deck? Basic says Birth of Meletis is alright, just makes me upset about the threads they make these days. MTG Daniel says trying Hero. I saw a lot of people trying Hero. New uncommon sagas are broken. The new sagas look very good. The green one, the black one, the rare ones, the uncommon ones. Luckiest says I took out Blast Zone and added the planes. Yeah, the Blast Zone was for Oven and Trail, but maybe it's like too low impact. I could see like that being bad. Added another Helid's Intervention to the sideboard. Is there a matchup where you wanted besides Oven Cat? Let's see, do I want anything? I mean, I kind of almost want some Verdicts. I'm going to bring in Syncopate. Their deck's a bit clunkier than mine. It's not a counter for turn 2 Jace. Is Ashok's Erasure any good? I don't think so, right? We didn't see anything that felt Erasure worthy. And the Knight of Grace definitely look awesome against all their Planeswalkers. But really bad against Jace flipped. Still got that stream money, yeah, exactly. Just let Kuroki's test for you and you give him 5% of your winnings. Yeah, I think Kuroki's a good player, but I think he's he likes to hype things up, and I don't think I could trust him yet. But he plays a ton, and I'm sure, when is Worlds? Mid-February. I brewed a budget green-white Boggles that is a lot of fun. I was kind of impressed by... I got paired against Mono White, and they were just playing Boggles backed up by Caramelo's Blessing. That was during the pre-release, and the Blessing kind of I felt like it made the deck quite strong. So this bounces Jace. It's kind of mopey. Turn 2 bounce Jace, turn 3 play it. They do have very little removal in that. I think I just have to keep a spell here. But it's kind of an answer to Jace. I mean, it's kind of awkward here. What do I play? I guess I just play Castle, right? Let's see what else people are saying. Oh, the one Croaky's call that is spot on is Medomas Prophecy for Esperles Card is Gas. Yeah, he calls a different shot every day, so... But yeah, I was watching Minguchi stream this morning. I actually played against Minguchi. I paired into him in the ladder. It was kind of funny. Keeping that was actually really good with Sabotage in hand. Because now I have Sabotage Man up, and I don't even know what I was thinking about not keeping that. And now I can either counter. We didn't see Dispute Eater, we just saw a bunch of negates. The thing is about the Prophecy, it forces you to play tap out, right? The way I was listening to the Arena Decklist podcast, and they were saying they were saying it's like forces you to build your deck in a way that's like tap out. Huh. I mean, I think I keep that. These cards were nuts, right? I also kind of need a counter spell. Alright, I'm gonna keep it, but I'm kind of worried that's a mistake. Also makes my mana draw pretty awkward. This game's been kind of... Hey Gab, I tried a list like yours this evening. I have to admit that I had a lot of troubles in Mirror where they had small Teferi. In Pioneer, you mean? Yeah, that's a problem with the way I played this game. If I play Boar, I get it down to 1, but then it dies, so it's kind of... Keeping the White Castle, we'll see. Alright, you got Liliana. I guess I can buy back too. I think I just have to keep. Ooh, that's nice, right? They're tapped out. Oh man, I have so many options now. Do I go like tap out for Elspeth and then next turn I get to tap out for Dream Trawler? That seems good. The new Elspeth was gas in the mirror though. The four mana one, it was good for you in the mirror match. That makes sense. Like in very, very late game. Especially if they don't have Jace Architect of Thought. Do you plan on playing any of the showcase events this weekend? Yeah. The Pioneer one, definitely. Probably just play blue-white in the Pioneer on Sunday. Alright, well that's kind of brutal that somehow they had... At least it wasn't broadcast contempt, I guess. Well, we'll see. Dream Trawler, let's see what the hype is all about. Let's find out. Dude, that's not very good against Ashiok. That's gonna slam. Did we see anything? I don't think we saw anything in the first few games, but who knows? Maybe there's something I'm missing. Might just be game. Yeah, I mean, Swift, obviously free mana to Fairy is good in the mirror match. You know, probably the more of that card you add, the better you're gonna do. What did they have, like discard spell, a removal spell? Dude, they had that? That's gross. That's actually so gross. I got so wrecked. Dude, I should have played the other one, I guess. This doesn't do anything to save me, right? Hope he's not losing to blue-white. Honestly, I mean, my draw wasn't even that great. I'm not even sure they're favored in the matchup. Alright. I mean, I don't think I can win. All they have to do is find a Vraska's Contempt. I mean, their deck is very well tuned for the mirror, but I'm not even sure I'd be an underdog, honestly. I'm definitely not Ashiok winning them these games. They are just trying to tilt me. Do you think Dayfruit Time will get banned in Pioneer soon? I mean, maybe. If Control and Combo does well at the Pioneer PT, you know, that might be a bit too much. I'm not even sure what I can draw. That Triumph was gross. Alright, GG's. We met a match. That was rough. They weren't even playing the 5-mana Ashiok. Can't imagine playing 5-mana Liliana over 5-mana Ashiok. God, the Liliana's Triumph was just so gross. Called it though, Dream Trawler is just trash. If that Dream Trawler is a 6-mana Elspeth, I probably win the game. Are you annoyed if someone comes by to salute you at the PT venue? No, I usually really like it. The one thing that's awkward is when, you know, I love when people will come up and I'll chat with them for, you know, a few minutes and I like that. But then sometimes I do that and they just come back over the weekend like 20 times, you know, and they just think they're just, I mean, you know, I don't get to see my friends very often, so I want to just be able to talk to them in between rounds and catch up with them. And sometimes, once in a while, you have a person who'll just do that. They just like every round they come and start talking. And I'm like, I mean, I usually just, you know, kind of suck it up and I just, you know, act like it's cool, but yeah, it's kind of awkward sometimes. But yeah, I really like it when people come up to me and, you know, quick chat and stuff. Yeah, and then once in a while, someone like that, I'll feel like they're very, I really like them, or they're very charismatic, and maybe I want to talk, but, you know, like, so many mirror match. I mean, I don't mind. I think they're really interesting. Probably not the best for viewership to just play two blue-white mirror match every. Free CMC Ash up stuffs, mono black recursion, def, dig through time and ramp. Yeah, I mean maybe it's good. They can't like field of ruin you anymore. But think about it. If you're playing a control matchup, would you rather resolve a free mana to fairy, an Narset, or free mana Ashiok? You know, I'm not sure Ashiok's the answer. So make sure to ask you how each round went next time I see it. Honestly, even that's not too bad. If you just like see me in between drawings, like you're like, you know, how do you do? And you know, I mean, even that's kind of cool. And then you know, you just let me be. Just you know, catch you know, if you come back and see me a few times during the weekend, just kind of ask me how I'm doing. But literally, like, I mean, I hope they're not watching, or maybe if they're watching, they'll like realize it was a bit awkward. And like Richmond, there's this guy who just like almost every round he'd like come and find me and start talking to me and stuff, and it was like if I didn't like say something like walked away or like said oh I want to get some food, if I didn't say, he would have like he would just like, so that was kind of awkward. You're allowed to set boundaries, Gab. You don't have to suck it up saying, hey, I've enjoyed chatting with you, but I really want to catch up with my friends for a while. Is okay? Yeah, I know. I'm pretty bad at saying no. I'm kind of a sucker. All right. I could actually discard here if I don't draw land. Like, discarding a settle in the mirror is not the end of the world. Now I'm just running Dig Through Time into a Sensor, potentially. But then I get to they would have to have, oh, they're discarding too? Alright, I'll let them discard first. Alright, this is gonna be bad if I don't hit land though. They might think you're hitting you off. Yeah, I guess it might be my fault, you're right. Maybe I'm too good at faking being nice, I guess. I don't know, I just don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But yeah, I guess it's probably not doing them a service either. I don't know. Probably a mirror match of blue-white control is not the best time to be discussing. I should play a bit faster. This is the classic, like, oh, it's game one, and then fast forward to game three, I'm like, oh man, I can't believe I'm so behind on time. They're feeling desperate. Alright, I'll admit the fact that it only costs 4 mana. I mean, I guess 5 mana to fairy would have been like just as good. I mean, this is probably game winning, but so is 5 mana to fairy. And it's only good because my opponent got stuck on lands. I feel like my opponents get mana screwed way more than I do in the mirror match. Feels pretty lucky. Should I make more guys? I guess if they cast a verdict, I just play an Elspeth and yeah, I'll make 2 more guys. Alright, definitely countering that, right? No reason not to. Definitely keeping that on top. Do I run 1-2 more lands in stock? Nah. I used to play 26 at some point. I have 4 opt, 4 charm. I'm assuming everyone's playing that. I only have 1 cast out. If anything, that's like the lowest land count slash. I guess I have sabotage, but detention sphere on a token. Not great to fight over that. I guess I still counter. Yeah. If I can force them to tap out for verdict before they get to 6 or 7 mana. Oh, and I have Narset on top too. Is there a point in not minusing Elspeth here, by the way? I think this is worth it. Narset just wins, even if they resolve something better.
Did you know you get a free Twitch sub with Amazon Prime? Wow, amazing.
Hey, Dearwood. What's up, buddy? You going to any tournaments these next couple of weekends? Could have like answers to Elspeth and Teferi and stuff. Oh, they have their own. That's funny. Did I misplay at some point and not? I feel like maybe there was a point where I didn't use Field of Ruin. Well, did they have Dobbin's Veto? So they probably still don't have Dobbin's Veto. Let's see, how do I play that? I have tons of options. I guess I do that, right? Send everything at Elspeth. And then if they let it die, which they probably will. Assuming they're just gonna let it die. Alright, now I just play other Elspeth. And if that resolves, I can now use my Narset. And take an opt. GP New Jersey this weekend, hyped. I've done like 15 drafts. This set looks gas. You got any tip for me? Tips? I've only done 3 drafts because I'm a freaking moron. I want the viewers. I'm addicted. I won't have as many viewers if I start streaming limited. Frowny face. I guess I should feel good for the ones who care about limited though. I know there's a bunch of you who really like the limited. Alright, let's see. I mean, I think I just finished Teferi off. Teferi, them. MT arena drafts? I mean, I would do a few MT arena drafts at first, but just to get familiar with the cards, but that's not like replicate real drafting. Gates chasing that high, yeah. We have a spreadsheet where we're filling out all our results by color with picks of our decks. I can share later if you want. Yeah, I'd like that. I think we're doing the same thing. I think we usually do that. I mean, if you don't want to spoil it, you can tell me after this weekend, because hard and new cards in this deck. So everyone says this card's really good, and in my first league it was not very good for me, but this league it's been pretty good. But like, This game, for instance, if it was like a 5-mana Teferi or a Narset or 3-mana, like literally if it was, this game my opponent was mana screwed, so it's kind of dumb. I don't feel like it's really representative. Could have been like almost any Planeswalker and it would have been just as good. So I haven't been impressed so far. This card has been kind of okay. I think the Birth of Melodus is just a bit worse than Azorius Charm, especially if there's not too many mono black and Scroungers. And Dream Trawler has been kind of disappointing. I'm pretty sure Dream Trawler is just a much worse that, you know. Kind of want to counter that. I don't know what I'm scared of, but I don't know. This is probably just bad. Probably just spewing because I'm so far ahead. Hey, TTV streamer. I'm not super interesting in seal decks right now, but you've used these points. It's free colors. Memory, I don't even know. Verdict, yeah. Do you think the Nib deck will be Pelter at the GPPT? I don't know. I thought it was one of the best decks. I think it's one of the best decks, but kind of depends also what people think the meta is going to be and if they think Nib's going to be good against the top meta decks. The Saya looks pretty sweet. Interesting that Dream Trawler isn't that good. Elspeth's 4 has been better than Gideon. I never thought 4-mana Gideon was any good. Every time I try that card, I'm kind of disappointing. That card can be really good. It's been good for me. The problem is it's... Oh, petty theft, right. The problem with that card is just reactive. So sometimes you're like... I think that's going to happen a decent bit. Where you're going to be in a spot where they have nothing and that's the only card you have left. And then it kind of just sits in your hand and does nothing. I mean, you're probably, you know, if they have nothing and you have Elspeth, you're still like a bit ahead, so you're probably fine. But yeah, I could find a way to lose this game actually. We'll see. We'll see if they drew Dobbin's veto. So that's my problem with this card. It doesn't let you snowball if there's nothing in play. Whereas, you know, maybe if it maybe this deck should just play 4 or 5 mana Teferi, honestly. I agree Trawler is a better Lyra. It does Knight to Murder Strider even if it costs 1 more. So many verdicts. So little time. I will say it's pretty cool that it's only escape 4 cards. That's pretty low for escape. I feel like opponent's only playing for the time here. Trying to eat the clock, not cool opponent. Heliod, I've been impressed by the Heliod's deck. I'm not sure what version's the best, but I've definitely been impressed by Heliod's deck. Should we fit Heliod into control? I don't think it's gonna work out, but I could be wrong. The dispute I'm playing over Sabotage main deck. Not great here. I think that's gonna happen a lot. I mean, I guess you Probably could have killed them a couple minutes ago. The sideboard games go faster though, so I'm not too worried. That's actually not too bad. 10 minutes for game 1. Feels like the dispute's kind of bad against the deck we decided to play it for. It's been pretty good. I've definitely been in spots like against Niv where it lets me go 5 mana to Teferi on tap 2 and then have a counter for Niv or Bring to Light. So I've liked that part. Kind of hard to know exactly how to sideboard if I want to keep in verdicts or not. It's like Essence Scatter or Verdict, but they should Brazen Bar, so Scatter is kind of nice against that. Probably better than Verdict. One Verdict is probably good, but over what is the question? And like, there's nothing I really, you know, if they have Dream Trawler and they resolve Dream Trawler, so be it. Syncopate might be okay because of the new Elspeth, but it's usually kind of not the greatest counter in the mirror match. Verdict over Elspeth Conquers Death, really? Isn't that card just really good in the mirror match? Seems really good to me. Would you say that the blue-eyed controller's enchantment is good right now? I'm not sure. I haven't played much at all. I've played like less than 10 matches since the stream the other day. So I have no idea. I've had people tell me they did good with it. So I'm guessing, I mean, the deck felt pretty good, honestly. But I'm not sure what people are doing. I know mono black seems pretty good. I've heard white black. I've heard like the top of the ladder is a lot of the white black decks. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty unlucky. Like I have like 7, 8 cards, but I guess that's the hand I kept. And I don't even have my own Teferi or Narset. That's kind of a yikes. Well, at least it's going to be a quick game too. You could have all Dovin's vetoes. Opponent? Why you gotta give me the fake? I got excited for a second. I wonder if they drew the Absorb of the Censor. I mean, this game's all but over. I should probably scoop. That would be the sensible thing to do. I'll give it one more turn. Alright, I'll give it 0 more turns. I was gonna say, if I can bounce Teferi and then have Dovin's Veto on the way back, and then I still have to deal with 6 mana Teferi, but if they flood a bit, it's like, maybe I can piece it together. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't happen very often that they get to resolve 3 mana Teferi on the play, but when they do, it's really, really good. Maybe on the draw you just want Syncopate. Maybe on the play you just want Syncopate. Syncopate could be better than Essence Scatter. Yeah, like 4 Censor, 2 Veto, 2 Disputes on the draw to counter a Teferi. And I could also just have Narset. It's also kind of risky. Honestly, if you're on the play in the mirror, like depending on your hand, if you play 3 mana Teferi, it could be game losing. If they have like counter, they untap, they have a 3 mana Planeswalker, and then you don't have a 4 mana Planeswalker. You can easily lose the game right there. I'm gonna mulligan that hand. Feels so bad to mulligan in a mirror match. They're mulligan to 5, jeez. What do you think about Syncopate versus Tassa's Intervention? I didn't like Tassa's Intervention. Thought it was pretty clunky. And I don't think it's same card as Syncopate at all. Well, not at all, but you know what? I don't know. I just think it's closer to like Glimmer of Genius or Hieroglyphic Illumination than it is to a Syncopate. Alright, I have Dispute and stuff, so I'm not gonna... If I play Mentor and then just have free mana to Fairy, or even worse, like counter into free mana to Fairy, I might just lose the game, so... They mulligan to 5. If I was like on the mulligan 6 and they had... I don't know if it makes sense, you know. If they hadn't mulligan, I would maybe be like, okay, I'm kind of desperate, I'll go for it, but I think in that spot. This is pretty interesting though. Feel like I need to be proactive with this hand. So I could go Mentor, and they have Absorb, and then I Dispute, and then they untap and they play something good, but at least I have the Fairy Hero of Dominaria in play. But if there's something good, I feel like I have a good hand to take it, because I don't have card drawing spells. So I think I have a good hand to take advantage. Yeah, I think I just have to play it. Hope for the best. I mean, obviously that's best case scenario too. They don't have that. Like sometimes you have hands where you're happy to sit, and sometimes you have the hands where you'd rather not sit. All right, that's not too bad for me. I think I'm okay. It does do... Oh, never mind. I was going to say it does do 6 damage, but I get a token of the Mentor to block one of their tokens, so... Mentor is just really good in the mirror because it doesn't get vetoed and it doesn't get disputed, which is a pretty big deal. Yeah, I played Thousand Intervention this afternoon. It was okay, but it felt like it felt worse than a lot of other cards. Alright, well, even if they have a counter, at least I get a bunch of tokens. I guess I can just get rid of it with the Fairy minus. I don't know. I mean, they mulligan to 5, so obviously they're way less likely to have the right answer. These games were not very interesting. They were like, all 3 games were pretty one-sided. I don't feel like I outplayed my opponent or anything. If anything, in game 1 I was just kind of not paying attention and probably not playing that great. Alright, I'm not going to play Dream Trawler because I feel like the only way they come back is if they have a Verdict that they left in their deck. It's another good thing about the Azorius Charm when you have Mentor, like leaving it in your deck after sideboard. It's kind of one of the best cards you can have. Is it even worth attacking? They can like... I guess they can triple block. I guess I'll send 1 at Elspeth and 2 at... How do you choose if you play up end of turn or during your turn for proud? I mean, I don't know. I'd say you probably almost played on your turn to just deal more damage. Further info, all the press triggers auto-stack if you click the Mentor create token trigger. Okay. Yeah, I'm really bad with that stuff. But yeah. It's kind of what I was talking about. The sideboard games, I'm kind of more snowbally. When someone has a good hand, they can leverage. So what do I have to click? Hey Auntie, it's been a while. What's up? We need more things to do with these channel points. I have 20 yeah. I have a list. I'm taking suggestions. I have 20k points. No, 10 or 20. I'll see. You can pick a year, and I have to go to my Facebook or whatever, my photos, and choose a picture. So I thought that was a pretty cool idea. And then we have 10k points, and you get to make me play a sound on the soundboard. But I'm not sure what the correct amount is compared to like how easy it is to earn points and stuff. That might be too much. I'm not sure if it's too much or too little. Are they just dead on board? That's a lot of damage. Yeah, I know that when all the triggers pop up, you should pick the one that's like only one of, right? Or other way around, but I know what you're talking about. No, I'm really bad about that moto stuff. It's kind of, honestly, yeah, so you want to click the mentor one, so you don't have to click all the other ones. Yeah. 30k points to force you into fun of copy of a card for a constructed deck. You see, I don't think I want to do that, because if everyone does that, then I end up playing every league with like 1 or 2 annoying cards in my... I don't know, I'm on the fence about that one. Well, I'm not really on the fence. I mean, maybe when I'm not testing for a tournament, you know, I could do that. But then it's kind of complicated. 23k, you have to play World Trial. Is there any consideration for Warrant Warden Pioneer? The Warden part of the card's really, really bad. And you cycle Azura's Charm, so I think it's just no. Basically no. I know people have played it, and I'm sure it's been good at some point, you know, for them, but I don't think it's smart to put that card in your deck. Or the MPL now you always test. Yeah, I mean, I was already dead before, but I'll get rid of Verdict here. I already have one. It'd be trickier if I didn't have another Verdict. I might end up wishing I'd kept both Verdicts. Alright, so I'm playing Passage over Farmland. So here it's probably going to end up being better than a Farmland. Because there's going to be an extra card in my graveyard for... Alright, I think we're going to get ran over. Highest Mentor in legal in Pioneer, but restricted in Vintage, because it's better in Vintage, I guess. Because of Mox, and you have actually good cheap spells in Vintage. How's Burst of Melodis? I didn't really draw it. It was like the same thing as Azura's Charm the one time I... The greed consideration was real there, bottoming that fountain just so I don't have to shock should have done it. I guess that's not even true. Alright, let's see. Am I gonna have to shock myself no matter what? Not necessarily. Alright. Actually, I just made a mistake. That was bad. I was supposed to play Field of Ruin and play in case they play Cap. Alright, if they pump, I'm gonna cycle Sensor. Wow, that's their follow-up. It's kind of lucky, but I'm not even sure if I can take advantage. Free mana, Dig Fruiton. And they're gonna get to bring back all their stuff. Trying to think which land to play. I could cycle and get. No, I don't even have 3 mana to ferry in my deck. Alright. Well, I'm not gonna play Field of Ruin because there's no way I'm gonna make it to. Blocks of Champs is just so much better than all the other ones. Alright. Chat. You know what we need. Big. Alright, Verdict is okay too. That Verdict plus mana? No. So I'm going to take Verdict plus Opt or Verdict plus Censor. Well, Censor is almost strictly better. No, not strictly better, but man, I feel like I don't know. I have Azorius Storm against Rankle, I'm dumb. Alright, I'm gonna take Verdict plus. Actually kind of hoping for Rankle here. That'd be pretty ideal. It's actually not too. This matchup's why I prefer Absorb over Sinister Sabotage. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've played against Control like 10 times in the last 10 matches, so. And I haven't even gotten a chance. And it's not even clear, honestly, that, you know, Absorb's not going to be better 100% of the time either, so. Alright, looks like we lose. Or not. Alright. That was huge. Die to Rankle, obviously, but what you gonna do? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when it comes? They scooped? Chat, I think they have 4 Fatal Push in hand. They at least have 3 Fatal Push. They probably have like 3 Fatal Push in the land. Oh, they play Grasp now. I always forget they play more than 4 spot removal. They literally had like 3 removal in a land or 4 removal spells. Paid actor, yeah. Paid actor confirmed. Alright, Syncopate on the draw is bad. Actually, this is the one matchup where Censor is bad, I think. Like, really bad. Even Essence Scatter is bad in Saboteur Dispute. All these cards are good. Veto is actually one of your best counter spells, I think, in the matchup. I think Veto is legit the best. It's like better than because countering creatures does nothing against them. You don't even want to counter their creatures. I mean, the Essence Scatter is okay because it's so cheap. And Rest in Peace, I'm not sure. I just love my Dig 3 times too much, I guess. Dude, I just can't do it. I can't bring in Rest in Peace in this matchup. It does get better with Knight of Grace and blockers and Elspeth. Yeah, I just can't. I should do it though. I should try. Especially if I board out counter spells, I'm not even counting their creatures anymore. Is the White Saga good? Yeah. Who's played a lot with Rips in this matchup? Wanda says I tried to Rip and wasn't impressed. Yeah, alright, done. Done deal. Say no more, Wanja. Say no more. I'm gonna keep in a sensor just because it cycles. Do I want Essence Scatter? I don't think I want Essence Scatter, honestly. So the reason I think maybe two. Yeah, the reason I think Veto is good is like the cards you really want to counter are like Thoughtseize and Murder Strider. But maybe 2 Veto is kind of pushing it. Is Fiend Slayer Paladin a viable sideboard card for non-control white decks in Pioneer? I don't know. I don't think it does enough against the red decks. It's kind of expensive, maybe. Do you like Essence Scatter? I would have to go and replay the games. I think it's pretty good, yeah. I played it this afternoon. It was solid. I think it's interesting. Have you considered Ashak Grimrendo over Rest in Peace? I'd have to think about it. I'm not completely opposed. So, how badly do I want to cast an Unbeatable Knight? Yeah, I mean, the problem was Knight, I guess, is that it just gets hit by Thoughtseize. And it doesn't do anything about this little dude. It's kind of tempting. I think this is actually a keep. You know what? I have so many high impact cards. I'm gonna bottom. Like game 1, I think I would maybe be tempted to keep there. But I think that after sideboard, I can bottom and just hope to draw more. The old wild mongrel trick. I don't think it ever worked actually, but I just like to pretend it does. Back in the day, sometimes when you would attack with your wild mongrel, people would like fake block to make it look like they block, so you would discard cards if you're not paying attention. Because you'd think like, oh, they block with their 2/2 or their 3/3, so I'm gonna discard cards to kill their dude. And then, yeah, I don't know. I don't think no one ever got me with that, and I don't think I ever got anyone either, but I'd like to think it actually worked. Such an epic gamer, such a scumbag. More like it. They're gonna have a bunch of removal. I think this is probably a keep. I just want to keep spells in this matchup, basically. Like, just don't want to flood out. That's like concern number 1. I'm just gonna play Narset first. Ooh, Opt's really good. Was Z-Mentor. I made a mistake here. I should have played Tapped Hallowed Fountain. I just played the... I guess I wanted to sack Fabled Pass. What's the reason? Oh, I didn't block. I forgot it was free to. Yeah, of course I should have blocked. That's a good rankle. Yeah, I should have blocked. I forgot it was... The night was... They're kind of back. I want to cast out next turn anyway, so I'm going to opt. I'm not going to save it for Mentor. So if I don't cast Verdict, I have to cast out Rankle. And they still have this dude that's kind of annoying. I mean, I was fine with that Verdict this game, but now that I've drawn it, I think I should just cast it. Given my exact hand. They don't have a discard spell or some really sick turn. Dang. If they don't have a what opponent? Opponent? Honestly, Mentor Dig for Time was a reasonable line for that exact reason. They took cast out over... Nah. Opponent? What you doing? That was pretty bad, I think. Alright, I'm just gonna play Mentor and just say go. And I'm gonna take a hit of Spawn, that's fine. I don't know. I don't think I can break on 7 cards. Okay. I must say, I think I'm still gonna win, but also nice Dobbins Veto, idiot. Oh, Veto's the best counter spell in the matchup. What an idiot I am. Literal no clue. Literal, like, guessing worse than a random guess. Oh, that's gonna be my new name. Gabriel, worse than a random guess, Nassif. Well, hello there. Hello, beautiful. Wait, do I have 6 lands? Okay, thank God. Oh wait, that doesn't save me. It's... Wait, what else did I bottom? Damn, I thought I was getting rid of both. So freaking lucky. Never change. I feel like they deserve to draw a Rankle there. I will say, I keep saying how Elspeth is better than Dream Trawler. I will say this game, well, we'll see. Maybe their top card is a Murder Strider and I would have lost with Dream Trawler anyways. Dang, I'm gonna lose. Oh my. Wait, what? Oh. I thought they were just attack with Mutavault and hope I break. I think that's what I would have done if I was them. I think they made a mistake. But I guess now they get to attack and bring it back, and if they get to kill the fairy, bring it back. Yeah, maybe their play is better actually. I like their play if they kill the fairy now. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's pretty good actually. Wait, what? Why didn't they bring back... Wait, where did it go? Oh, it's not in their graveyards. Oh no, then I definitely don't like their play. Oh no, that makes their play much worse. What a Murder Strider. Really? It's kind of tiring having to like top deck every turn like that. My wrist. This is like pretty epic top deck war, honestly. Oh my god. Oh no, that's not very good because that goes to the yard. Wow. All right. I mean, I said it. To my defense, I said if there's one matchup where Elspeth is going to be good, it's going to be against Mono Black. So I mean, obviously you take Charm because yeah. I should have maybe drawn a card. Does that make sense to draw a card? Should I gain 5? No, 2 humans. Hey Jacob, what's... You qualified for Phoenix? I don't think I should... Yeah. What do you think is good in Pioneer? Have you tried that? Glad I'm drawing all these awesome Dobbins vetoes. What was I thinking? Just because it's 1 mana cheaper? I mean, it is true that like it lets you go to Fairy on tap and protect it from a Planeswalker, but I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. Dream Trawler, Descend, Brazen Boar. Should probably take Brazen Bar and Dream Trawler. Brazen Bar. Can you stop top decking? I said apparently not. LOL. Sorry. Alright, so I'm going to take Brazen Bar and then Dream Trawler. I think that's the correct play here. And then if I make 2 1/1s, I can block, double block Mutavault and Chump. Gaining 5 lives pretty. I could have also gained 5 and replayed Elspeth too, but yeah, maybe that was a better play. What do I lose to, chat? I don't lose to anything. I don't think so. Alright, I'm just gonna make 2 1/1s, I guess. But it's kind of awkward because now I have to use the pump ability. I guess. You've been playing the Twiddle deck? How good's the Twiddle deck, Jacob? Is it like busted or is it like good? Rankle I'm not scared of. I have Brazen Boar. And a veto if they have like random removal spell, I guess. I guess I played in a... Yeah, I didn't play very well. How do I not... Yeah, I'm just kind of punting this game, honestly. I think I might just bounce Murderous Rider. Got him. Hooked him. Told you, veto best counter spell. Yeah, I mean... I guess Dream Trawler is kind of nice here because it's better than 6 mana Elspeth because now I don't die. They said, whoa, you must be the luckiest guy alive. A lot of... Alright, veto is maybe not better than Sinister Sabotage. I do think counter spells are pretty bad in this match. Yeah, I mean, they drew really well, but I would say I drew better. Like, I needed some pretty specific draws. They kind of needed just spells. Yeah, well, one of my emotes is a salt shaker. Quick live look in at my last round's open at
down here, salt is a way of life.
Obviously, the environment down here is all salt. The ceiling's salt, the floor is salt, the walls are salt, and to an extent, the air is salt. And you breathe that in, and you can constantly taste the salt.
Am I finding Sabotage to be better than Absorb? I don't know, like... The Knight of Grace was really good. Bought me a lot of time. It kind of sucks that you're playing a card in your sideboard that you can just lose to a Thoughtseize. Doesn't feel as impactful as having sideboard cards that's good in other matchups. Oh, that green matchup. Let's the blue-green Ram deck. Apparently this deck is good. I don't know. Has Canis? Oh no, they're playing combo. That's cool. That's a matchup I wanted to play. Am I playing Thassa's Intervention? No, I'm not. I didn't like it this afternoon. It was like actually one of the cards I didn't like when I was trying to deck out. Is Grace better than a post off? Yeah, I think it is because it stops Scrounger. Stops Scrounger. Stops. Alright. Well, if I lose this game, I'm just going to call it a good matchup for blue-white because with the draw they have, I don't feel like I should have any winning. I think Dispute main deck over Sabotage might be a bit fancy. Alright, what am I supposed to counter? Just enchant. Maybe I was supposed to counter it just so I can... Alright, so if I say go, I have Sabotage plus Dispute up, and if they don't do anything, I get to dig. Or I could play Teferi on tap and only have 1 mana up, but then I think I just say go here. I think go. Thassa's Intervention is odd because it's an X spell that doesn't scale at all, basically. That's not true. I mean, you're in top deck mode, you top deck Thassa's Intervention, you play it for 6. It's like basically, if you play it for 7, it's basically dig for time, right? You look at the top 7 and you take 2. Don't risk it. I'm not sure I'm risking much though by playing Teferi. Like, I don't think having that Dispute up is going to make a difference. I mean, it could get them. I wasn't sure if I should take Cycling Card or Castle Vantress. Like, now I wish I'd played Teferi. Because I would be up 1 more card. I'd be in much better shape if I played Teferi, but... I mean, Dig was kind of okay. Third was just terrible. I mean, feels like if they don't kill me this turn, I should be okay. Pour over the pages. So they could be baiting, right? So I could dispute that and they have to pay free. And then I counter it. What if I straight up counter it? If I counter it, they can play Underworld Breach and have... I mean, I got it. They might just have double ports. I'd be sick if it had that double pour the pages and I get them with my 1 main deck Dispute. Alright. Maybe they had it the whole time and they were waiting for me to tap. Yeah, that Dispute was bad, but I mean, nothing. That 4 mana up. Alright. I was gonna save it. Maybe they'll tap down low for Maybe they'll like have to tap out for pour over the pages at some point and I can get something. I mean, they don't have it all yet. They don't have the enchant. It's definitely not GG. They could break. I mean, it's on. They obviously need to get really unlucky to lose. I've seen that deck fizzle before. Doesn't happen very often. Probably gave the away the dispute. I don't think anyone would like. Almost anyone would just. I almost got them. Damn it. Yeah, why did they cipher? Like sometimes they don't even need breach to kill you. They can just go off like that. All right. Yeah, I mean my hand wasn't great. I didn't have a lot of cyclers. And their draw was obviously like really good. They just had kind of maybe not the nuts, but put me in a rough spot. Alright, so how did I sideboard? Brought these in. I boarded out that, the sweepers. Oh, I brought in Gus too. What did Gus even counter? Let's see. It doesn't counter much. Alright, this looks good. Oh, he counters the red enchantments. Oh. I was focused on the green cards. I'm so dumb. Never changed. Whatever, my other cards, I'm kind of happy with all the other cards in the deck, honestly. Not even sure Ether Gut's much better than Azorius Charm. I have to put one at the bottom? That's unfair. Probably White Castle. Oh. Eh. Maybe I'll try and cast my dig before I play Rest in Peace. You want Elspeth on champion against you? I don't know, everyone. It's close. Card in my yard is nice. Card in my yard's really... I kind of want to try... I feel like I have to try and cast that dig for time. I don't know if I have time for that. Doesn't bother. This is really awkward, obviously. Feeling like you don't want it anymore? Well, you don't have to play it. I'm not forcing you, John. I think 6-man Elspeth's really good. I'm gonna fight. Wait, they binned a Lotus Field? Countering that's not... This guy. So they're gonna play loot. They're gonna. Minutes. I don't know what to do here. I don't know. I'm playing that game. Maybe what I'm doing is bad. I think what I'm doing is good, but bad. Looks like it's gonna work out. This is kind of close. And then dig rip. Yeah, I think countering is. I agree. I think I'm in a reasonable spot. Castle's pretty good too. I think I need to keep the castle. Do I care about dispute? Does dispute even protect me from anything? I don't think so. Maybe. Do I even have to play? Do I even have to? I mean, I do. I don't think. I don't think they can combo for a veto. I'm not sure if I'm gonna have time to try to go for a dig, because I'm probably gonna have to can. And then I will get to dig eventually. But it's not like rest in pieces. Wonder. Alright, I'll hold it. It's better to see what. I haven't played the matchup enough to know if I'm supposed to counter that. It is kind of tempting with dig to just counter it. Please, Vimes, you clearly have never played that matchup before. Just not too much. I know they're looking for Vespian state. I mean, Wanja's been wrong before, pretty aggressively wrong too. But he actually plays a deck. Whenever I counter. Thanks, guys. I know what they're. Can you please not? Dude, how bad am I? Problem is that dig might not be that good because they have dispute in their deck. Oh, that was kind of a gas drop. I guess I only counter the red enchantment and hope they don't just have a busted hand. That's right. Hopefully they just had dispute back up and not another one. Right. Yeah, me dying was rest in peace in that spot is really. Oh yeah, they get to replay. Playing to fair. Well, I disagree. If I played it that way,